Hey everybody, this is Brian Emerson. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment here at Villa Maria College, and today I am joined by Emmalee Lowe. Hi, Emmalee.
Hi.
So Emmalee is just finished her sophomore year. She's an interior design major, all around awesome student, involved on campus, involved in some of our admissions events as an ambassador. She did study abroad. Definitely very out there on campus and doing lots of great stuff. So Emmalee, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you could join us. So you just finished your sophomore year. How did wrapping up the sophomore year go? What was it like moving from your first year in college into your second year and getting that done?
Definitely super weird circumstance with quarantine and everything. I had to buy myself a desk and work from my room, which was super weird. I'm usually known to be on campus from like 8 a.m. to midnight every day. So it was definitely something completely different from my freshman year at the school.
Nice. So I'm sure you were still working a lot. Did you still get the support and the help from the faculty that you're used to? How was the experience different? It was just like at home? What was it like?
Yeah, it was definitely different, but I still felt like super supported by my teachers. Villa is known for that connection with your faculty to the students, so I still had that talking through Zoom and talking on the phone, texting my teachers, all of that. I still had all of that even from my house. So it was still a super nice Villa experience.
Awesome. Are you looking forward to getting back on campus this fall?
Of course I am. I just miss being like with everyone. I mean, just seeing everyone on campus, like my friends that I don't see otherwise who might live in a different part of New York or even a different state. So it's definitely really exciting to look forward to and just being back and commuting every day.
Nice. And we're really looking forward to having students back. I'm sure it's going to be a little different. There's going to be social distancing but the great thing about Villa is we're a small campus, really tight-knit community, but we got a lot of space. So we're going to be able to do this very safely and make adjustments if we need to. But we're super looking forward to having all of our students back on campus this fall too. So your final project was a really cool rendering, and a rendering is, well, why don't you tell us what a rendering is? Tell us a little bit about your final project.
So my final project was doing an office space for C.W. Brown, which is a construction company. It's a real company based in Armonk, New York. So it was cool to actually have like a client profile and like what this company actually would need. So I created renderings, which renderings are basically like a picture of a space. So like I had a conference room. I did a rendering of my conference room. To show what it would look like in my eyes and how I designed the space to fit the company and to fit my personal style while still going with whatever our kind of list of things we had to go by, and how each of those are connected and how I can take my personal style and incorporate it into different spaces, making different offices for all the different kinds of people a construction company needs, the reception room. And the project also was based off of sustainability, which is super important in today's world, being green and using reclaimed materials or recycled materials. So it was really cool to kind of integrate that into a project, which was different from anything I've done before.
That's awesome. And the project turned out great. We saw it at the end of this year before we had to leave campus. It turned out really stylish, really interesting. But, interior design it's way more than just like picking out colors, right? And style. It's about, how spaces work and what they're intended to do and how they're laid out. There's more to it, right?
Right. Yeah. My one teacher always says we're not pillow fluffers. So I always take that with me, whatever I do. And a lot of people do just get this false view of what interior design is from like HGTV, and you think you're limited to just like house settings and just doing work just for one customer in their house. But it's really more than that. It's any interior space, whether it's an aquarium or any retail place, healthcare places. All hospitals are done by interior designers, hotels. I mean, any place that you're inside a building is done by an interior designer, which I feel like is a big misconception to a lot of people who think it's just more interior decorating and just putting a pillow there or putting up wallpaper and stuff like that. So it is a lot more architecturally based too.
Yeah, the work interior designers do is so important for how spaces come together and how they're used. And you're right, designers are important across all industries. And our students, like you mentioned, have worked on both as students and as graduates working in the field. They've worked on everything from restaurants to stores to hotels to Roswell Park, hospitals. There's so many examples of really cool projects that our students have worked on and have made an impact on in this region and beyond. It's pretty awesome. Our interior design graduates are often very successful working here in Buffalo and far beyond. I like to say in Buffalo, there's hardly any interior designers out there that aren't somehow connected to our interior design program, right? Like either a graduate, they come and lecture, they teach. There's like everybody's connected, and it's so cool to see. How is that kind of like helped your educational experience? Like, have you been able to get out there yet and like tour places and visit places? Have you done any internships yet?
I haven't done any internships yet. I thought about doing one this year, but then I'm really glad I didn't because everything got shut down anyway. But I have been on a lot of tours places. I've gone to a lot of the lectures we've done and a lot of talks at like Mid-City Furniture and Millington Lockwood, and places like that all have like events and that we're invited to them. I did a speed interview with a bunch of professionals, and they just talked to me and I talked to them about what they do. And it was kind of like a vice versa, like we each kind of communicated about what I wanted to do and what they do. So there's so many events that you can go to as a student and get that kind of support from professionals. And then even down to critique. At the end of each semester, we do a critique of our final project, which can be really intimidating, but it's a great learning experience. We invite professionals from all around Buffalo to come and look at our projects and watch us present them. And they all know so much about the field that they can then tell us things that we did really well or things that we could work on or what impressed them. And they always are super impressed by what Villa students can do, even at my sophomore level. It's kind of crazy how much you learn so fast.
That's incredible. And I know the interior design program also does a lot of trips, like to go visit Falling Water in Pennsylvania and other cool architectural sites. And there's lots of opportunities to get out there, including opportunities for study abroad. Now, you did study abroad, right?
I did last year. Yeah, this time exactly last year I was in Madrid. So
cool. What was that like? Tell us a little bit about going to Madrid.
So we actually flew from Toronto to Barcelona, in Spain, obviously. We stayed in Barcelona for a few days. Then we went to Madrid, Spain. We also visited Toledo and Valencia in Spain. And Spain was so beautiful. I've wanted to go there for so many years since I took Spanish in school, which my Spanish was not as good as I thought it would be. But it was overall such a good experience. And then we hopped on a plane and went to Lisbon, Portugal. And Portugal was my favorite place we went to. Out of all the cities, Lisbon was just so beautiful and something that I didn't expect. I never really learned about Portugal. It's kind of like Canada to us, so I never really thought of it as like a different kind of place, but it's so unique and the people are so nice and the architecture there is just incredible. So it was honestly the best experience of my life, if I'm being completely honest.
That is very cool.
It was really awesome.
How do you think it's like it impacted and helped your education?
It helped me so much. You learn about all of these cool buildings, like the Barcelona Pavilion, in class. And then to go and actually see it with your own eyes is just something I never thought I would experience. And just seeing everything, and really feeling the space, it's completely different from looking at it like on a projector screen or in a PowerPoint, but actually being surrounded by the tranquility that some of these spaces provide. It was just incredible, and breathtaking. Most of the places we went to, La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which is this massive cathedral, and pictures do not do it justice. I just was taken back the second I saw it and then walked into the place. I was overcome with just peace and joy, and I couldn't even believe I was there for a while. I kind of had to pinch myself a few times, but it was incredible.
That is awesome. Would you recommend doing study abroad to other students?
Oh, 170,000%. Yes. Next year, hopefully, all things considered, we should be going to Ireland, Scotland, and England, which will be incredible. It's like a 12-day trip in 3 countries that you'll see. It's just amazing. And I was an Irish dancer actually for 10 years of my life. So I wanted to go to Ireland all my life, and I was on track to go and then hurt my hip, so I could never go. And now I'll have the chance in college, which is just amazing. I already started saving. I started the second I got back from Portugal, started saving for the next one. But yeah, it's unlike anything you'll do. And it's such a nice amount of time. It's not too long. It's not like you're gone for a full semester. I don't think I could last a full semester abroad, but the 2 weeks that we're gone is just so great. And you're busy the whole time. You barely sleep, but it's worth it.
That is very cool. And Villa offers a couple different types of study abroad. The kind that Emmalee went on was, more of a contained trip. So, 1, 2, or 3 weeks, visiting different sites and learning, and there is some ability to get college credit for that. And then there is the more traditional full semester abroad that we offer through partner institutions that students can sign up for and do that as well. So a couple different options there. So Emmalee, you just finished your sophomore year. You're halfway through your education. You're doing great. You're super involved. What kind of advice do you have for somebody who's just coming in?
Don't be scared or don't be nervous also. I think going in my freshman year, I was a little bit uneasy about the whole thing. I grew up in East Aurora where everyone knows everyone, and just kind of going to a different place, even though it's still in Buffalo, I'm not really going that far, but it is a whole different thing, and it's college now. You're not in high school anymore. So it definitely is different, but Villa's a great school at kind of easing that transition from high school to college. Your first semester it's not intimidating like you think it will be. Everyone's really easygoing. No one's gonna yell at you if you don't know where you're going. Ask someone. Everyone will help you. Everyone wants to help you. And it's just a really encouraging space. And also, one thing, you always worry about this in high school, and it's being judged for something or being judged for who you are. And at Villa, that's not even an option. I mean, people are so accepting there. You can be whoever you want. You can create whatever you want. Everyone is so creative on that campus that you can bounce ideas off of each other. You'll see someone in the hallway that might not be your major, but they might be an art student, and you might be a designer, and you can just talk to each other. And it's just so accepting. There's no other word for it. It's just an inspiring and accepting space.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, for talking a little bit about your experiences. We wish you all the best as you continue your studies at the college. And thanks again, Emily.
Yeah, thank you.